to work in logistics, at least you must have knowledge of how to do addition, multiplication, subtraction, this usual mathematical calculations, yeah? Sometimes when people know that I'm a logistics specialist, they'll come to me and ask me silly, hi, I have a 10-ton, 1-ton kilo shipment. I want to send it to, say, South Africa, to Durban or to Johannesburg. How much will it cost? See, it's not that you are a logistics specialist or a manager or something. Common sense. I cannot give you right away the cost for that. I need to know exactly what is the cargo commodity, what is the size of the shipment, how it is packed. Is it palletized? Is it in wooden box? Is it in normal carton? It's complicated. But yeah, being a logistics specialist or a logistics professional, we are not magicians, we are mathematicians. Okay, so without so much talk now, let's do it. To determine the volumetric weight of the cargo, before you are able to give quotations to your estimation department or to the project manager or to the accounts manager, whoever requested you that information, they want you to give them cost. You will be asking them all these details. You will be computing all these details. The cargo packing details, how it is packed. So let's start with the calculating the volumetric weight. How do we do it? Initially, you will receive a packing list or a packing details from the packaging team. So you will see this box. You will have to get the length, width, height of the box. It will be in cms. You convert it in meter. If you are measuring it in meter, then it's easy for you. So usually the packing details is best received in centimeter. So if it's in cm, you just have to convert it in meter and voila, it's there. You can get the volumetric weight of this one box. Let's say it's 100 meter length and it's 100 cms length and 60 cms width, and the height is 80 cms. You convert that cms into meters and you will get this calculation. You will get this sum. You will get this volumetric weight. So this box is 0.48 cbm. If you have this volumetric weight for the box and you are going to quote for a 20-feet load container, then you just have to multiply this cubic meter into 50 boxes. Then you will get your answer here. 24 cbm is okay to load in a 20-feet container because the 20-feet container's capacity is 25 to 27. But then again, you have to be very careful because maybe it's an odd size, and when you stack it up on top of each other, the 50 boxes in reality is not 50 boxes you can fit in that box. So sometimes the theory versus reality just doesn't match, and you have to take into consideration the container size. What will be the size of the container door? The container door dimension, the height, the width. You have to take into consideration all these things because sometimes the cargo is so packed oddly that it will not even go inside a container. Although it's only one box, you cannot put it inside 20-feet container because the 20-feet container door size is very limited. it is not as per your box. It cannot accommodate the box. So you know, you have to strategize. You have to use your brain, your common sense. Yeah. And so this is it. To get the volumetric weight, you have to add the 3 dimensions: the length, the width, and the height. It is recommended that you receive the packing details in centimeter or in meter. So you don't have to convert it. Sometimes the packing details are received in which is not good for you because you have to keep converting it. Anyway, just bear in mind that for you to be able to give quotations, accurate quotations, you need to demand for a detailed, clear packing details. The packing details or the packing list should have the dimensions, 3 dimensions: length, width, and height. In that packing list, there should be gross weight and, if possible, net weight, because sometimes some destination customs, they will ask for the net weight and they will ask for the gross weight, and all those details should be present in your packing list. Packing list is a shipping document that goes required to clear the shipment. So this is it. This is the basic formula of capturing the volumetric weight, or the CBM, cubic meter. Length, width, and height, 3 dimensions. Sometimes people will just give you 2 dimensions. How can you get the 3, the cubic meter of the cargo, if it's only 2? Rule of the thumb, you should have 3 dimensions, 3 sizes of the cargo: length, width, and height. There should be gross weight, because sometimes the cargo is so small, but it's so heavy. So the airline will not charge you based on the volumetric weight. The airline, the courier company, the logistics company will always charge you based on whichever is higher. It is the gross weight, the total gross weight, or the total volumetric weight. Let's say the volumetric weight is only 3 CBM. 3 CBM, if you give it to the airline, the 3 CBM calculation for them to get and give you the cost, 3 CBM, 1 CBM ratio, 1 CBM is equal to 167 kilos. So if it's only 3 CBM, 1 into 167 kilos, 3 CBM is actually 501 kilos as chargeable weight. But then, what is the gross weight? Let's say it is 3 CBM or 501 volumetric weight in kilos, or 501 kilos in volumetric weight converted. The gross weight is 1,000. It's heavy. It's a small box, but it's heavy. So 3 CBM, when you calculate that, convert that into kilo, it's 501, 100 kilo, 500 kilo, 3 CBM. Because you multiplied 1 CBM or the CBM, the 1 CBM ratio is 167 as per the airline. So 3 CBM, multiply that into 167, the sum is 501 kilos. So that is the volumetric weight, 501 kilos. But then if the weight is 1,000 kilos, gross weight, the airline and your logistics partner will charge you as per 1,000. So bear that in mind. Whichever is higher, whichever is heavier, your logistics partner, the courier, DHL, TNT, UPS, FedEx, Aramex, so many, they will charge you whichever is higher. For airlines and courier companies, whichever is higher, you will be billed accordingly. If the gross weight is higher than the volumetric weight, then you will be billed as per the gross weight. If your volumetric weight is higher than the gross weight, then you will be billed as per the volumetric weight. So, you know, when you receive your bills from DHL and you have in your file, and you remember that, hey, this shipment is only 100 kilos. Why are you charging me 250 kilos? Why? So, you know, you have to go back to your packing list. You have to go back to the packing details that you receive from your packaging department. And then you will see that your volumetric weight is actually more than your gross weight. So they will charge you accordingly. So again, the airline, your courier, your logistics partner, the courier company will bill you whichever is higher. If gross weight is higher, then you will be billed accordingly. But if they compare the gross weight versus the volumetric weight and the volumetric weight is higher, then you will be billed as per the volumetric weight. Now, there are also differences between the airline and the courier company's chargeable weight calculation and capturing. Airlines, it's a standard. They will bill you 167 per 1 CBM. Courier companies, depending with your contract rates with them, if you're a major client for them, sometimes they will charge you as per the airline 167 for 1 CBM. But then, if you're not in the top 10 list of their major supplier or major client, the courier company will charge you 1 CBM as 200 kilos. So I hope I'm making sense here and it's clear and you can understand. And if you have any question, feel free to send me an email or call me, which will be, my number will be shared with you if you want. Okay, so this is it. Courier companies chargeable weight by land, sorry. So courier companies like Aramex, DHL, UPS, TNT, they have their land freight movement, economy movement, LTL and FTL, less truckload, full truckload. Yeah, depending on your requirements, they will be having those services for you. And the billing or the chargeable weight calculations vary from one client to another, different. Sometimes this courier company or logistics company will charge you as per this: length, width, height divided into 4,000. That means you will be billed with a divisor of 4,000. So let's say your cargo is packed and the size is 100 by 60 by 80 cms. When you compute that or you multiply everything, the total weight is 480,000 kilos. Then they will divide that into 4,000, which will mean the chargeable weight, volumetric weight is 120 kilos. So let's say your company is top 1 or top 2 major client of DHL. The divisor will be then different. It's not 4,000, it's 6,000. So this size of the cargo, you multiply that, and the sum will be divided into 6,000, not 4,000. So, you know, if you're a major company for them, the chargeable weight is lesser, and yeah, the per kilo rate will be also cheaper. 100 cms into 60 cms into 80 cms, you will get 480,000 kilos divided into 4,000 divisor. So this is your chargeable weight, 180 kilos. Yeah? If your divisor is 4,000, now let's see if your divisor is 6,000. Of course, your chargeable weight will be lesser. That means you're going to pay lesser. 100 multiplied by 60 by 80, you will get the same sum divided by 6,000 this time. You will only be charged 80 kilos, not 120. So if you are a frequent and huge high volume mover for logistics company like DHL, the bigger or the higher the volume movement you have with them, the greater rate that you will enjoy with them. So you just keep saving on everything, on the cost, and this savings is also a saving for your client. So you see, if you are achieving optimum savings for your company and for the client, that is really good for you, for everybody, for both parties. That's why they keep going to you, because you have a very good rate for not only for the product, but for the logistics cost, for the landed cost. The total landed cost of the product is cheap, So that's an edge for your company, for you. Okay, let me just reiterate this one. Airlines and courier companies will charge whichever is higher. If the gross weight is higher than the volumetric weight, they will charge as per the gross weight. Take note, it is advisable to put loose cargo cartons in pallets for safety and security reasons. Palletized cargo is recommended at all times. Obviously, if you have 100 small boxes, you don't want to hand over to give that to the courier or transportation company as 100 boxes, because the tendency is this 100 boxes will be thrown here and there. It will be scattered in their warehouse. Sometimes the possibility of getting lost, the possibility of your cargo missing, because it's so loose, it's disorganized, it's not good. It's not a good practice to give and deliver loose cargo or shipment. So, this is for safety and security reason. Palletization is recommended. That's it. Now, for shipping lines, chargeable weight calculation is different there. And calculation and billing is also, it's different. Shipping lines, chargeable weight by LCL or less container load, the ratio there is 1 CBM into 1,000 kilos. Note that shipping lines do not charge by kilos, but by volumetric weight. So if I have 1,000 kilo shipment and I want to send it by sea freight, they will ask me what is the dimension of the shipment. That's rule of the thumb. They will always ask you for packing details, for cargo size, dimension. So don't be confused or irritated, because that's how they do it. That's how we do it. You cannot just say, I have 100 kilos, I have 1,000 kilos. We will always keep asking, give me a complete detailed packing list in order for me to give you an accurate landed cost. Okay? So this is it. Shipping line chargeable weight by LCL, 1 CBM cubic meter is equal to 1,000 kilos. But they don't charge as per the gross weight. They charge as per the volumetric weight. So shipping line has a minimum chargeable volumetric weight. Sometimes they will charge you based on 3 CBM. Some other shipping lines will charge as minimum 5 or 6 CBM. So regardless of your shipment being 1 CBM only or 2 CBM, you will be charged as per the minimum chargeable volumetric weight, which is maybe 3 CBM or maximum 6 CBM. So once you have received your quotation from them, you don't have to be mad saying, why are you charging me for 6 CBM when my cargo is only 1 CBM? Because obviously there is a minimum chargeable weight. So you have to also explain that to your client that, hey, the cargo is only 1 CBM, but the chargeable weight will be 6 CBM. So if it's 6 CBM, for sea freight, it's 6,000. But if you send it by air freight, the 6 CBM is how much? How many? How many CBM? What is the ratio again? 1 CBM is equal to 167 for the airlines. So if it's 6 CBM, that means if you move it by air freight, if you give him an option of air freight, the chargeable weight will be 6 CBM multiply into 167, 1,200, 1,002 kilos. Let me show you. Again, if your cargo is going to be charged 6 CBM by the shipping line, because 6 CBM is their minimum volumetric chargeable weight, then 6 into 167 is 1,002 kilos for the airline. But the airline will be charging you 1,002 kilos, but the shipping line will charge you 6 CBM, which is in reality 6,000 kilos or 6 ton. But again, as what I said, the shipping line, this APL, Maersk line, they don't charge us per the weight. They charge us per the volumetric weight, minimum 3 to 6 CBM. I hope I have not lost you there. So, okay. This is how you get the chargeable and volumetric weight. This is how you calculate it. I'm giving you an example of what I have recently. This is my project here. So I'm handling a Nestle account. I'm a procurement specialist, and I'm handling their promotional and marketing requirements. So this is my RFQ to my logistics suppliers. Basically, I made this, and then I will be sharing, or I have shared this with my logistics partners or logistics suppliers. There is this project number there, the project name, and this is my RFQ. 1 overall logistics handling and distribution cost. That's my subject, RFQ. The quantity, the full order is 589,418 sets of coloring pens. It's a 4-set coloring pens, and that's the quantity. I have given them the packing details. 1 carton will be having 400 sets of this item, promotional item. The carton dimension is mentioned here. It's in CMs. So the logistics partner will be converting this into meter, and they will get the volumetric weight, obviously. I have given the gross weight per carton because it's mandatory. It's crucial. When I say complete packing details or complete packing list, you have to mention all of this. POL or port of loading, you have to mention that so they will know where is the shipment coming from, where are they going to collect the cargo. POL, Shenzhen, China. POD, port of destination, Jebel Ali, Beirut, Lebanon, Beirut port, Doha port, which is in Qatar. So my shipment, my project, this project is basically for 3 markets. It will be produced in China because China is the cheapest manufacturing country for mass production, for mass quantity. We go to China. Chinese is our friends in trading. Okay, so this project is a promotional item for Nestle. It's a marker, it's a coloring pen. It's more than 500,000 sets order. And it will be distributed to 3 countries, which are UAE, where the port is Jebel Ali. I'm going to use Jebel Ali port, the main port. And it's going to Lebanon. It will go to Beirut port. And Doha, Qatar. It will go to Doha port of Qatar. So, as you know, there is a restriction of sending shipment from Dubai to Qatar. So this shipment will be coming from China directly to Qatar. But then if you will see here, the volumetric weight is less. It will be LCL. So your logistics partner will be giving you a strategy, will be giving you a cost for you to consider. Like if they move the shipment from China to Doha directly, the cost will be this much. But if they move the shipment from China to Dubai and then from Dubai to Oman and then to Oman to Qatar, the cost will be this much. So, you know, they will give you options. They will give you delivery schemes, alternatives. And it's up to you which one you will consider. Which one is cheaper? If it's cheap, how many days we are talking about? How long will it take for you to get this cargo cleared and delivered to your client, Nestle? So that's the cheap option. You have to give them justification that this is cheap because this blah, 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 blah. And this is the higher option, the higher cost, because it's going directly to Qatar and the transit time will be this and this, and the clearance and delivery will be this and this. You have to compute everything. So that's where you're going to be very smart in presenting your cost and delivery scheme. Okay? So you are dependent with your logistics suppliers to give you those cost and delivery schemes and options. And then once you receive all those quotations and proposals, you will be then doing the same thing what your logistics partner has done for you. You will be doing this thing, exactly the same thing to your client. But the only difference here is when the cost comes from you, there's a margin in that. You are putting your profit. You are putting the usual or whatever markup that your company is setting for each and every project. So let's say I got the quotation for this for 100,000 dirhams overall distribution and delivery to all 3 markets, let's say, okay? I have received a quotation, the cheapest one from this logistics company A. Logistics company A has given me a quotation that to handle the shipment from China to all these 3 destinations will be 100,000 dirhams. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with all the transit times. I'm okay with how are they going to manage and distribute the shipment. I'm okay with that. So my agreement with them is separate. Now I have to get the agreement. I have to get the client to agree with what I am proposing. So this proposal, these quotations, this cost has already the margin. Your your fee, your company fee, your service fee, everything. So if you receive 100,000 dirhams from logistics A, then your proposal to your client will be, if you're not a profiter, if you're not that much of a profiter, you will only put a markup of, you know, a decent markup just to keep the company running, surviving. Because we are not doing this for charity, right? The company has to pay you, pay me, obviously. So that's where we do the business. We put our margin, we put our company markup there, and then give the quotation with markup to the client. So you receive 100,000 dirhams logistics quotation from supplier A, and you agree with that because he is the cheapest and his delivery proposal is okay with you, then you will put your margin and you will propose finally to your client like 150,000 dirhams for doing this logistics end-to-end solution for you. So I have put a markup of 50,000 dirhams. That's fine, actually. That's just an example, yeah? Okay? So once your client reviewed, agreed, and told you to proceed, you're good to go, but not yet. You must receive the LPO from them. You must receive local purchase order from your client, because without PO, no PO, no production, no PO, no shipment, no PO, no business. Rule of the thumb. So once you receive the PO from your client, it is time for you to release your PO to your supplier. And supplier will also release money to move the goods. They are financing you, you are financing your client. It's all interconnected. Next page.